Coming up on Look Today, well, the city of Saratoga Springs and Onyx Renewable Partners announced a solar energy project. We were there. And we've got more on affordable housing initiatives in Saratoga. Plus, the Crown Grill restaurant on Broadway in Saratoga will change ownership. I've got those details. It's all ahead on Look Today. Welcome everyone, I'm Jay Hood Jackson and this is Look Today. On tonight's program I sit down with Michael Consula. He's the Executive Director of Lake George Chamber. He's here to talk about his tenure and tourism in Lake George in part one of my interview with him. I also sit down with Dr. John Ruggie. He's a CEO of Hudson Headwaters Health Network and he's here to discuss some changes in administration and the history of the network in part one of my interview with him. Plus, we've got your weather for the Tri-North counties. But first, these headline stories. Well, in our lead story, the city of Saratoga Springs and Onyx Renewable Partners hosted a groundbreaking ceremony for the solar energy project. Now, the Spa Solar Park will be built at the Weibel Avenue landfill. Now, we were at the press conference today where Commissioner of Finance, Michelle Madigan, spoke.
This is going to provide 40% of our energy now through a renewable energy for our taxpayers. It's going to reduce the energy costs on behalf of the city. It's also going to be a budgetable, manageable expense, and we're being good community partners in terms of our green energy footprint.
That is a bright idea. We also spoke to John Drexinger. He's a Vice President of Business Development for Onyx.
I think it was a combination of the federal tax credit that was implemented several years ago, helped spur the industry. The cost of solar installations has dropped dramatically in the last 10 years in the U.S. And then people understanding how a project works, whether it's a solar project or a wind project, and where the savings are generated from. So, and it's just people have become more educated with projects, and it's made them more comfortable to pursue them, such as the Saratoga Springs has done.
Oh, all right, in other news. We've got more on Affordable Housing Task Force in Saratoga. The task force, which includes community leaders like Chairwoman Cheryl Hage Perez, Mike Finacci, and Paul Feldman, have been working tirelessly to make affordable living for Saratoga residents a reality. Well, their mission is to keep residents who contribute to the economy of Saratoga within the city limits. Well, the Saratoga Springs City Council met last night to address the issue further. Now, currently, there is a plan in the works to build up to 100 units of affordable housing on South Broadway in downtown Saratoga. Well, Cheryl Hage Perez spoke at the meeting.
We're very excited. Very soon, probably by the end of April, beginning of May, we will be making a formal announcement of a project that is planning on bringing 120 units of affordable workforce housing to the city of Saratoga Springs. It will be mixed use, mixed income, and will be located at the former Saratoga Diner site.
Well, as many of you know, Cheryl's a frequent guest here on Look Today, and I can tell you personally, she works tirelessly on this effort. All right, you can also see the Saratoga City Council meeting in its entirety right here on Look TV. Now, we're premiering it tonight, and check your schedule for other times on looktvonline.com. All right, switching from news to weather. Well, today saw clearer skies with warmer temperatures. Is spring really here? Well, maybe we can expect more April showers. Let's see how the rest of the week is shaping up. For a more detailed look at our weather, let's head to the Glens Falls Weather Center for a look at your first forecast.
Thanks for joining us, and thank you, Jesse. As we jump into the full look at the forecast here, we're still watching a pretty potent storm system. It's pushing its way across the eastern half of the U.S., dumping some severe weather across portions of the Carolinas, up into Georgia, South Carolina, and even portions of Virginia could see some more severe weather as we go through tonight. However, for us, we're watching both this warm front lifting our way, and as part of a bigger threat, the cold front, and also this low pressure area still spinning up some heavier wet weather back out to our west. So we're going to see a few few spots, especially as you start to push across the Great Lakes region, receiving several inches of rainfall through the overnight hours. Temperatures holding in the upper 30s here, and we'll see cloudy skies with us. So predominantly an overcast night, winds out of the south for now, and a few isolated showers could begin to develop. By morning, we'll see a more steady rainfall tomorrow. Between a ½ inch and 3/4 of an inch of rainfall will continue to enhance the risk of some flooding. Flood watches in place through the daytime tomorrow. 48 degrees for the afternoon high. We'll see rain ramping up as we head out the door tomorrow morning. It'll stay overcast and cool. Temperatures about 38 to 40 as we walk out the door. 60% chance of rain on Friday. Could see rainfall totals ranging from about 3/4 of an inch to 1.5 inches across the region as we go through the next 24 to 48 hours. And then finally a clear out and a warm up. We do expect to see temperatures becoming much more spring-like as we head through our Sunday with a high of 64, with Monday's high topping out at 71 degrees. Well, that's it from the Weather Center. Now let's send it back to you, Jesse.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'd look forward to 64-degree sunny Sunday. Back to the news. Hey, we received word today that the Crown Grill restaurant in Saratoga is changing ownership. The current owners, Crystal and Colin McLean, are selling their business to Scott Brankman and Emily Farnsworth. Now, the McLeans also own Circus Cafe and the Juice Bar, which are also located on Broadway. Well, the new owners will turn the Crown Grill into Brayburn Tavern. Up next, I sit down with Michael Consulo. He's Executive Director for the Lake George Chamber. He's here to talk about his tenure and tourism in Lake George in part one of my interview with him. And I also sit down with Dr. John Ruggie. He's the CEO of the Hudson Headwaters Health Network. And he's here to discuss some changes in administration there, in the history of the network, and what he's going to do in part one of my interview with him. But first, if you see news happening, you want to share a story idea, how about join us for an interview? Then give us a call on the hotline. The number is 798-8000. Well, that's all the time we have for this edition of Look Today. Hey, we're running tight on time, so I've only got a few minutes here. But I want to remind you that we will be covering the Airport Extension Public Forum at Heritage Hall in Glens Falls tonight. If you happen to catch an early broadcast, you might want to head over there. It's a contentious issue, to say the least, and one we'll have full coverage on tomorrow. And one more reminder, on Facebook, we love opening a dialogue with you about things we're doing and what you'd like us to do. So please go to Facebook and give us your comments. And tonight on Look TV, it is a Saratoga City Council meeting. It's a new one. And don't forget, tune in tomorrow night for the stories that matter to you. Good night, everyone.